We're here to put a dent in the universe. Steve Jobs once said. Steve Jobs, in case you don't know, is the founding father of Apple, the mighty tech giant whose profits are measured in the billions, if not trillions by now. Why? We're here to put a dent in the universe. Otherwise, why else even be here? In an interview in 1994 called One Last Thing, Jobs explained his revolutionary rebel theme, which is, when you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way that it is, and your life is just to live. Live your life inside that world. Try not to bash the walls too much. Try to have a nice family, tick. Have a nice life, tick. Have fun. Well, when COVID is over, probably have fun. And save a little money, tick, tick, tick. He goes on to say that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people who are no smarter than you are. And you can change it. You can influence it. You can build your own things that other people can use. The minute that you understand that you can poke life and actually something will, if you push in, something will pop out the other side, that you can change it, you can mould it, that's maybe the most important thing. Is to shake off this erroneous notion that life is there and you just have to go and live it, versus embrace it, change it, improve it, make your mark upon it. I think that's a very important lesson to be learned, says Jobs. And however you learn that, once you learn it, you want to change life and make it better, because life is kind of messed up in a lot of ways. And if you put into practice what he's just said, then you will never be the same again. Now, I know that Steve Jobs has a bit of a dubious character associated with himself, but occasionally he does come out with some wise words that we can put into practice. A few years ago, you might have seen people, or quite a few years ago now, with little pins or wristbands, or even stickers to put in your car that said WWJD. Anybody know? Goodness me, it must have been a few years ago then, eh? What would Jesus do? WWJD, what would Jesus do? So given our life of 70, what would Jesus do? Micah criticises religious conformity in favour of a truly revolutionary life. He says, do justice, love kindness, walk humbly with your God. Now, just how revolutionary would this be? Imagine kindness amongst those who call themselves Christian. Imagine no division between Catholic and Protestants, between evangelical, conservative Christians and those who pursue a middle tradition or a Catholic tradition within the Anglican Church. Imagine humility from the utility companies. The only companies that are going to make a profit out of all this are going to be the utility companies and the supermarket chains. Or imagine kindness or justice in politics instead of the stuff that we see on our screen on a regular basis. The to be attitudes spoken about in Matthew's Gospel describe a generally counter-cultural way of life. In a world of wealth and war, says Jesus, blessed are the poor and the peacemakers. Instead of violence and vengeance, blessed are the mournful, the meek, and the merciful. when the powerful forces of conformity tempt me to prove myself, then practice resurrection. When they try to fit you in a box, practice resurrection. I've never been one who's taken kindly to being told what to do. At all. Even when in industry and even within the Church of England. That's why I am where I am, I suppose, ultimately. Because I've not been shy to say to certain individuals, and that goes for the hierarchy, area deans, archdeacons and bishops, what I think. But I've been inspired by people who think differently, who live life differently. And our biggest example of that is Jesus Christ. His kingdom will come when his will is done on earth as it is in heaven. The challenge for us, even at this time, when we're surrounded by what seems to be a hopeless situation, where there does not seem to be any light at the end of the tunnel, or if there is a light at the end of the tunnel, it seems to be an oncoming train. Be Jesus for somebody today. Be blessed by Jesus. I believe Jesus on that mountain blessed the people who were gathered there. So I'm going to read out now an alternative version of the to be attitudes. And if Jesus were here, he might well have said this: blessed are the agnostics. Blessed are they who doubt. And there's plenty of people who doubt, even in these times. Blessed are those who aren't sure, who can still be surprised to see God at work. Blessed are they who are spiritually impoverished, and therefore not so certain about everything that they no longer take in new information. Blessed are those who have nothing to offer. Blessed are they for whom nothing seems to be working. Blessed are the poor in spirit. You are of heaven, and Jesus blesses you. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are they for whom death is not an abstraction. Blessed are they who have buried their loved ones, for whom tears are as real as an ocean. Blessed are they who have loved enough to know what loss feels like. Blessed are the mothers of the miscarried. Blessed are they who don't have the luxury of taking things for granted anymore. Blessed are they who can't fall apart because they have to keep it together for everybody else. Blessed are the motherless, the alone, the ones from whom so much has been taken. Blessed are those who still aren't over it yet. Blessed are they who laughed again when for so long they thought they never would. You are of heaven. That's what Jesus says. You are of heaven. And Jesus himself blesses you. Amen.